Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Previously On. As always, I'm Leemus, and I'm joined here with my friend and co host, Digital Dachi.
You didn't mess that
And
one
we're,
up this time, so good job.
thank you. We're professionals, only the best for our viewers, fans. I'm sure we have some. I've got one going in the background right now.
Yeah, I got one playing in my background too.
There you go. And only the best for them, really. We're performing for them, really. Um, So anywho, previously on this week, it is May the 20th. So I think the last episode was May the 5th. So let's just be a little hodgepodge of stuff between
That
then and
was
there.
Return of the Fifth, actually, but whatever.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly. He remembered Revenge of the 5th right after May the 4th. And today's May 20th, which doesn't really have any significance other than it's a new episode of Previously On. There's the significance. Where to start? Let's start where everything starts with eating. Yeah, eat anything interesting or been snacking any new snacks or flavors and stuff you tried this week?
No, I don't think.
Okay. While you're thinking, I tried Cocoa Puffs or not Cocoa Puffs. It's Cocoa Pebbles ice cream. It's like the Flintstones, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah,
They
that
have
sounds disgusting.
it's all right. It's not the best, not the worst, but it's okay. Also tried the Cocoa Pebbles candy bar, which actually tasted a little bit better as a chocolate bar. Tasted a little bit better than the ice cream, I gotta say. Um, I actually had more things that I was thinking about for the food section the other day, and I wrote them down, but I've lost where it was that I wrote those things down, so now I don't remember.
Did you try
Um,
not doing that?
I try all the time, but here's what I do remember that we did try, and you was here to try this with me. Um, so a while back, one of my wife and I's wives and mine, however that grammar is there.
Okay, let me fix that before it seems like he has multiple wives, because we are not in a state that encourages polygamy. His wife and himself has
Yeah,
tried
mine
something
and my
new.
wife. Yeah. Well, so one of our favorite stores is Marshalls. We have a Marshalls up here in London, or up in London. We live in Corbin, but over in London. And we love going there and trying new stuff. They always got different things that we don't have. And one of the things that we got a while back actually was some chicken seasoning. We like cooking chicken and turkey and stuff here at the house and seasoning it and baking it. And at the time, I guess I'd put it up on the seasoning shelf, and for some reason, just completely, it was behind some other seasonings and stuff. So I've completely forgotten we bought it until the other day. Dachi came over. We actually, which I'll get to this more in the what we've been doing. We had recently had our gender reveal party that we talked about that we was going to be doing, and afterwards, when we came home, was looking for some stuff to make us some chicken. We had chicken and shells and cheese and mashed
You are
potatoes.
shaking your camera all to pieces. I just want you to know that.
Hold still.
Oh, it
Okay.
will if
I
you
don't know.
quit punching your desk. You look like this.
Okay, anywho, I'm a big guy. I move, things shake. Um, it's not something I'm proud of, but it happens.
Oh my god.
Um, Anywho, so talking about the seasoning, I actually brought it in here to show off to you all. It is called Distant Harbor Spice Merchants, Quality Spices and Herbs, Chicken Delight Spice Blend. That's a mouthful. So here's what it looks like. There's that Marshalls. You get close, you can see those little chickens on there, little
Back
chickadees.
it up a little bit, put it in front of your face so it focuses, and close enough, whatever.
Yeah.
It's really good
So
stuff. I sat and
it is
actually was
really
sniffing
good.
it last night before I left your house. Not gonna be ashamed of it.
I did not even know that.
Huh?
Ingredients: salt, onion, paprika, garlic, chili, black pepper, thyme, sage, oregano, and cumin.
Did you say
Um,
paprika?
Paprika, paprika,
It's
paprika,
paprika.
paprika. It's good. It's really good because the other night when it was just me and my wife, we made more chicken and we put more of that seasoning on it, and it's just as good. Look into my eyes and believe me.
I don't want
Trust
to.
in me. Um, So
Something's wrong with him today. I don't know what. Like, I don't know if he didn't get hugged
I'm
enough last
excited
night or
to
what's
be
going
here
on.
with you guys. I'm excited.
Did you get
Y'all are
hugged
here.
enough?
I'm being virtually hugged by all our fans right now.
Moving on.
Moving on to what we've been watching. You watching anything fun lately?
Nope.
What about YouTube? You watch a lot of YouTube videos.
I
Good
watch the
YouTube
same
shout-out?
thing all the time. I just there's a game called Wreckfest that Ed Soundhead with Soundhead Entertainment, I think it is, or Soundhead Studios, something like that. It's a car racing game that is like a demolition derby, but they've got a whole bunch of different game modes. It's pretty fun to watch. I've been watching him a lot.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I ain't heard
But
of it
as
on
far as
YouTube.
anything else, I've been listening to just music. Haven't gotten to do too much.
Shout out for anything good to listen to. Anything you want to recommend people to listen to?
I mean, I'm a metalhead, so All That Remains, Order of Things album. That's like one of my favorite albums, hands down. I listened to a Japanese band called the Wagaki Band. They're pretty good.
That's cool.
That was one that me and you were listening to. It was that Japanese music.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. I dig it.
Not really much else. I've been staying away from Resident Evil trailers, so I didn't ruin that for myself because I've still yet to beat it. I came home and I played Final Fantasy last night. Speaking of which, that's actually something I watched. Was the they're putting a new class in Final Fantasy 14, and I'm really upset because I haven't played it in almost a year, and now I'm playing it again because the new class has a scythe, and the Grim Reaper is my favorite thing ever.
Nice.
So now I gotta learn that.
Ages. That was back in 2014. It was when I was working at Walmart with you. It was back in the day when we worked there. Oh, many moons ago, we worked at the old W arches, upside down arches. What does that tell you?
Call it that.
It's the opposite of McDonald's. But that was back in 2014. We worked there. We've moved on since, and but at the time, I remember what you just. Oh, you're focusing.
My camera is not
dude.
focusing.
Focus. Focuses on your hand.
Oh yeah, it focuses on my hand. Look at that dirty thing. Cow stuff.
Focus. Oh, there it goes.
There we go. I don't know why I did that, but
I don't know why I was quoting Finding Nemo.
I didn't even know you were quoting Finding.
The turtle. He goes, "Focus, dude. Focus." Anywho,
I watch movies.
we know we'll fix that eventually. Anyhow, yeah, that was last time I played Final Fantasy 14 because I remember one of our buddies ended up getting it for me so I could play with you guys. And I played it for a little while, but I don't remember what happened or when that stopped. It was forever ago.
I don't even know if you were buying to run dungeons. I don't remember.
I don't either. It's been that long. I don't remember much
That's
about
the MMO
about
one.
it.
8 and 11 are MMOs, and the rest of them are like standalone games.
Yeah. See, I played 14. I played 7 way back in the day. And then I played 14, and then might be the only Final Fantasy games I've ever played. Well, no, technically I played. It wasn't like a mainstream one, but Dirge of Cerberus with Vincent Valentine. I played that one, but it was like a non-turn based. It was like just legit run and gun.
Well, yeah,
kind of game.
That was like the Shadow the Hedgehog game. That was definitely not a collect coins and try and save the world conventionally.
It was a run and gun kind of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of those back in the day. That's a whole nother topic for another time, though. Have you read anything?
I still haven't read my comic books.
Got good on them comics.
I'm terrible about it.
Never enough time.
I read that William Shatner turned 90, and he did Shark Week last month or last year or something.
I did not know that.
Read that this morning.
That is good.
I swear I read something, but I can't remember what it was.
It is a good segue to dive into news. Speaking of reading things, I read that Godzilla. This is something you talked about, whether it was the end or not. Apparently, it may not be the end of the MonsterVerse for Godzilla versus Kong.
I read
Apparently,
that they're going to kind of axe the humans out and make it more about the Hollow Earth type stuff.
yes, the next one, apparently the name floating around is Son of Kong. That's the new next movie they're floating out there is Son of Kong.
How? Where did Mrs. Kong come from?
I don't know. There's a lot of theories. I was actually listening to another podcast. It was one of my movie podcasts. They talk about it's slash film. They talk about movie news and like articles and stuff. And that's what they kind of made the joke about that it should just be an entire movie of Kong meeting Mrs. Kong in the Hollow Earth and then them going on dates and doing the Lady and the Tramp thing, but with a squid tentacle. And then at the end have a baby and call him Son of Kong. It's very over the top, but it also makes for a funny picture. But yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it just made them a crap ton of money, and the guy that did Godzilla versus Kong is coming back to direct it. But I agree. Now, I will say, if they do take that route and they just focus on the monster stuff and forget all the human stuff, it'll be great. Because that's the best parts of all these movies is the monster stuff.
Well, the old films, it was more so like just a slobber knock thing with all the monsters in it.
That's what we want now. It's what we want nowadays, people. So I completely bypassed earlier what I'd been watching. So my watching is my heaviest category. So, well, we've been watching musicals. Me and the wife, we like musicals, and so we've been watching a few musicals. We watched uh, Little Shop of Horrors, which is a classic. I'd watched it way back in the day with my grandpa. Um, but I remembered it being really fun, and I like Rick Moranis. I keep going blank today. Rick Moranis is in it. And Steve Martin. Hilarious movie, great movie, very entertaining. And then we watched a movie neither her or I had seen, and it's called The Newsies, and it's an old Disney musical with Christian Bale in it, but it's like a really
That's
young
terrifying.
Christian Bale. Yeah, he's like really young. It was pretty good. It's pretty entertaining. I did not know what to expect from it, but it's pretty good. On the TV show end, we wrapped up watching Man with a Plan. We'd been watching on Netflix. We finished watching it, got caught up on it. So we needed like something new, kind of like a short 20-30 minute comedy show to watch. So we started watching this show called Mythic Quest: Raven's Banquet on Apple TV Plus, which has got Rob McElhenney from Sunny and Philly, and it's got Danny Pudi from Community, and some other people that like are familiar, but I don't really know them. But and it's basically about this game company. Like it's like an MMO, very World of Warcrafty Blizzard type thing, but they're a game development company, and they've just like the first episode, the whole first season is like they've just released their next DLC package or expansion pack. That's what it is. And all the kind of pitfalls and little funny office stuff that they run into there, dealing with like streamers, like these teen streamers and stuff that start dissing their game, and dealing with releasing different content and stuff. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good show. It's pretty funny so far. It's really a lot of hilarious dialogue, which again, Rob McElhenney was one of the writers on Sunny and Philly. So if you're a Sunny and Philly fan and you're a MMO fan, you should check it out. Other than that, I've been watching Volume 2 of Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix. It's been pretty good. Where they get a bunch of like indie creators and animators to make little shorts. It's really good. I like Volume 2 so far better than I did Volume 1. And then I just started the new Netflix superhero show Jupiter's Legacy, which is about a bunch of superheroes and family, and it's pretty good. So that's what I've got on watching. I tried to burn through them quick, so it wouldn't be
You rambling?
Yeah. So I tried to,
I thought that's what this show was. You
concise.
ramble and I kind of say a few things.
Well, he wasn't saying anything, so I kept rambling, and that made it worse. It made me. I felt I was getting away with the ramble there.
I mean, that's what you do, man. You ramble, which is fine. I just,
Can't help it.
I don't ever watch stuff I don't do a lot on the watching area.
I'll watch enough for both of us.
Oh, I know. I know.
I mean, I'm a cinephile. I like movies and I like shows, man. Can't help it. Reading, I've been reading. Read some more of my Loki book that I showed some of you in my haul that I got at Books A Million a while back. I'm on part 2, which is like chapter 7, which is kind of early for a part 2, I guess, but it's been good so far. It's been really good. I was never big on Thor or Loki in the Marvel universe. Like, I mean, I liked them in the movies, all right, I guess, but I was never big into the comics or big into either one of those characters. But I'm really starting to come around on Loki in this book. Like, it really makes you feel for Loki and kind of see things from his point of view. And I'm just like, man,
Can you
I'm
really
digging it
see
so far.
anything from his point of view, though? I mean, he's kind of nuts.
So far in this book, I cannot believe it. But that first part of this book, I've been reading it and I'm like, oh my God, do I kind of like empathize with Loki and feel relatable to Loki here? This is weird. Because you're right. He his brain is mixed bag of cats or whatever it is Black Widow says.
Oh, yeah,
Um
100%. Like, he's knucking futs for sure.
oh, definitely. But in that book, so far it's good. I recommend it. It's Loki, I think it's called like not Mischief Managed. That's Harry Potter. Where Mischief Lies. That's what it is. It's Where Mischief Lies. Good book so far though. So next we will move on. Actual segue into you touched a little bit on earlier. What we've been playing. So you said you've been playing Final Fantasy 14. How's that going?
Um, I'm at a stopgap more or less right now. I quit playing when I started getting towards what at the time was the end game story part of it. So now I'm learning about these characters that if spoiler alert, if anybody wants to not listen to this part for Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers. I'm learning that the Warriors of Light, which is what your character starts out as, is actually like well, I learned that. You learn all that in Shadowbringers, but the Warrior of Light is actually if they beat all the darkness, then light consumes the realm, and you learn like the backstory kind of to these warriors a lot. What I'm doing right now, because there's specific class ones are like one for the melee, one for the ranged, one for the ranged physical, one for the ranged magic, one for the tanks. I don't know, just a bunch of different stories that all coincide to the main story, and you have to actually beat this thing to get an item to progress through the main story, which is where I'm at now. But I've got my summoner to level, I've got it to level 80, and I had to relearn everything on it, because I haven't played it in so long. But it's been fun. I've been playing Resident Evil 7 to try and get ready for Village, because there was a Steam bundle where you could buy both for $70, and I thought that was just a good steal.
Yeah, it really is.
My Hero Academia has a new phone game out that I started playing yesterday. I need to actually make an account on it, because I played the free mode of it. Not free, the guest trial account.
Like turn-based or like
no, it's a actual, like, you move with this joystick and there's like 4 different attacks.
Oh, I'm not good at fighters.
It ain't
Like,
like
I
a
like
fighter. It's like I don't know what to compare it to, but it's not like a traditional fighter game. And you get to unlock other heroes. I don't know. I ain't played much of it because I was like passing out when I was trying to play it. I actually fell asleep on my computer this morning playing Final Fantasy.
That's when you know. When you know, you know.
But other than that, we went on a trip trying to find me an Xbox, which we've kind of rectified. I've just got to pick that up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that Gold Star Chili Coney Crate thing.
You know, and I meant to try to pull that picture up. I may send it to you later. If there's a way you can
I
embed
can add it in. Just gotta
Okay.
send it to me.
So we're going to put it in somewhere.
It'll probably be up there, because it's going to take like this Like, I can't even do it
Yeah,
because my camera won't allow it. But
it was crazy. And I do want to go back because I really want to try those fries too. I did not know that must be new too, the loaded fries thing. And I wanted to try it. I was just afraid, and now I regret my fear holding me back because I could have talked about it. But you did get the Coney. Is it Coney crate?
Coney crate, yeah.
Yeah. So normally you said it comes in like 2 smaller boxes.
2 styrofoam boxes, and there's 5 in each. But now
Okay, but
they've got
this
an
time,
actual crate.
like the camera is not going to actually. I mean, you'll see
It
the
won't
pictures. The camera's
justify
not
it
gonna
at
do
all.
justice. But it's literally like a long. It's almost like, you know what it almost reminded me of, the way the casing was. If you ever seen a Toblerone, the way it kind of has like a triangular top
The
thing.
hell did you just call me?
A Toblerone. It's a chocolate bar. So I guess you've not seen it. If anybody out there knows what I'm talking about, it's this long pyramid triangular looking case. Which now the candy obviously is smaller, but the shape of that box is kind of what the Coney crate shape made me think of. And like, you open it up and there's just 10 chili cheese conies sitting there. It was pretty breathtaking, to be honest.
I ate all but 2, just to be honest.
Fair.
But
I just got
to be fair, my
2.
heart was being
To be fair.
stupid. And my sugar
Fair.
was crashing, and all the terrible health problems I have were coming out.
I get that.
They're like,
And
"Hi, here I am."
mine was acting up earlier, so I get it.
Like, I was doing this yesterday, like just trying to sit still. It was awful.
See, mine, where it's like an electrical thing that causes my SVT to act up, it sucks because the smallest thing. So earlier we was eating dinner and watching TV, and I literally, I don't. It's really hard to explain. I don't know if you've ever had where like you'll burp and hiccup kind of at the same time.
I'm sure I have. It's just a
Just
weird
like
thing to not push to the back
Yeah,
of your mind.
yeah, it's a weird thing to think about, but yeah, I had like a hiccup burp thing at the same time, and every time that I do that, because it requires my chest doing a big like motion, it instantly like throws my heart out of whack and causes it to kick up and start acting weird. Which I actually got my medicine refilled today, which is good because I was running a little low. But they put it in a new case. Like normally, I'm not going to show you the bottle because it's got all my information on it. But normally, a normal pill bottle.
Cover up the bottle, and let's just see what the shape of this thing looks like.
Here, okay. So here, all you can
So
see
it's
is
in
my.
a green one instead
Well, no,
of the.
this is what it normally is.
Oh, where's the new one?
The new one is in there somewhere, but it's like, how this is like that clear plastic.
Yeah.
The new one is a solid plastic. There is no seeing into it. It's solid blue. It's shorter than this one, and it's like a light blue, and it's shorter and fatter, and then it's just solid blue plastic. There's no see-through or anything to it. It's I don't know, it's weird, but the pills and everything look the same. It says it's the. So I trust it. I take it. But I guess it's just because, they're changing stuff up. But that was what happened today. Other than that, I guess we could talk about the gender reveal. That was the big thing doing wise. Other than our trip yesterday, yeah, the next biggest thing to happen since last we spoke was the gender reveal. Fun little event. I mean, obviously it's fun for us. Me and the wife already knew what we was having.
Do you want to explain how I figured it out before you told anybody?
So apparently I did let it slip. I wasn't supposed to tell nobody. Like a few people knew, because her mom knew because she was the one helping us make the cake and get the decorations. But no one else is supposed to know, and I let it slip. And we'll come back to that in a second because I'll tell you how I found out that I slipped. So I'll start you off at the top of the day here. So the top of the day, you get up early. Had about to eat, watched a little TV, getting woke up because me and my wife get up early. Our work schedule, she goes in at 6 and I go in at 6:30. So normally we're up at 5 o'clock. So even on weekends or days off when we don't have to be up that early, our bodies will still wake us up at like 6, 7 o'clock just to make sure that we're up, which is fine. It makes it easier during the week because we're not so far out of whack, but it sucks because you don't get much
Quite
sleep.
the contrary to me. I slept until 8 o'clock the other night.
I would feel nice. I need a day like that. Of course, then it would probably throw me out.
It sucks because you don't get to do nothing every day off, but I was freaking exhausted. And I apparently have the hiccups and burping. Now that you said that, so thanks.
What is it?
I got the hiccups and burping now that you've said that, so thank you for that.
Sorry.
Jerk.
I would not pass that on to anybody, and so I'm sorry. But so we get up. After we do all that, I dig out my grandpa's cooler. He did a cooler for drinks and stuff. And after he passed, I ended up with his cooler. And I thought, bring Pap along for the gender reveal. Why not? It'd be a nice occasion, and it's a nice kind of symbolic thing. So I cleaned it out. I took and wiped it out and cleaned it out and stuff, sprayed it out, and so it was nice and clean. And then I loaded up. I cleaned the car out, loaded up all of our drinks and the cooler. On the way to London, I was going to London to meet you to get the pizza. On my way there, we stopped and got gas. This was during that whole gas craze. Anybody that knows about the whole gas craze that went on, where people was filling it up in bags and boxes and everything else. And we legit seen a woman, like, when I got out of the car to get gas just for the car, literally the pump right next to us, there was a lady that was picking up. She had just got done filling up and picking up 2 gas canisters, like the red, like you see for a lawnmower, put it into the back of her trunk, reached and pulled a third out from her trunk and set it on the ground to start filling it up. And I was like, people, but we won't get into that. But so I got gas. I just thought it was crazy to actually, you read about these things, and then when you see it, it's a whole nother thing.
It's better than the people that were putting like gas, trying to like put it in garbage bags. And the sad part is that's not a fake thing. People do that if they go crazy enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Always got a hole in it. Let me throw another. Get out of here. Go somewhere.
How are you going to pour that back into the tank? You get a funnel?
Well, I don't know.
Window funnel?
Like I said, tell me to go somewhere. Get out of here.
Yeah.
They're aggravating me. I don't deal well with terrible, dumb stuff. Gotten better. I have, but I don't deal well with it.
Ignorance is a hard thing.
Ignorance is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's when somebody knows they're being ignorant and they still continue to be ignorant that I just want to smack them upside the head and be like, what's wrong with you?
When you're being ignorant and you continue to do it just for the sake of aggravating other people, well done, mission accomplished. We're good and aggravated. But it's not something you want. So whatever. Craziness. Foolishness really is what it is. So we got the gas, we got some ice. I got 2 bags of ice while I was at the gas station. And then we went on, actually, I think we went on to the pizza place and met up with you and got some pizzas, got some big Goliath pizzas from Heavenly Pizza. Then we had to go to the dollar store. Speaking of ignorant people, let me tell you.
I literally thought I was going to have to call search and rescue. You were in there forever.
Yeah, so we pulled up. This was supposed to be a quick thing. I needed water, and I wanted to get 1 more bag of ice just in case I needed more to fill the car, which actually I ended up needing it. It was a good thing I got 3, but I should have just been able to run in, get a bag of ice, and get a case of water and be back out. No, not on this day. Not on the day that I've had planned for 2 months now. I get in there, and so I'm like 3-4 people back in line. Should be no big deal. Should have been. So there's a woman at the main front of the line, and she's having a problem with, I guess she had back on the thing, or she had a coupon. I don't think it was a coupon. I think it was just what she's seen on the thing, or what she claims that it's always been. These Rice Krispie treats are supposed to be 2 for $4. Well, apparently they ring up as 2 for $5. And she's not having it. That extra $1, my grandkids love these, and I always get them here all the time, and they're always 2 for $4. Things change, lady. Inflation. Everybody's stealing all the gas, so we got to raise the Rice Krispie prices, okay? Point is, I get it to a point. I understand. If it says what it says, you want to get that deal, that's fine. But the store didn't handle it much better, to be fair. I'm almost more aggravated at the store than I am her. Instead of opening another register or whatever, this guy that was running the register didn't seem to really know what he was doing. He went ahead and had her pay the 2 for $5 for it. And then he's like, well, let me get my manager and try to get you that extra $1 back. And then there was this whole thing where the manager's up there and they're both like hunched over the computer, typing things in, taking forever. And there's like a dude that had just come back in and she's like, you off your break? Okay, go ahead and start getting ready to get on that register. And I'm like, well, at least we're going to get in the register. Nah, that dude went back there to count the money and I did not see him again for the rest of the time I was in there. So I don't know what he was doing.
Well, you was in there forever. I'm pretty sure my life was shortened at least a year or two.
Mine was shortened. So then they finally take care of the lady. They give her $1.06 back, and she goes about her merry way. Then they have a woman that comes up there who had called in to reserve or something over the telephone for an electric can opener. But then there was some kind of issue. I don't know exactly. It's something to do with her ID or something, or the ID that was on file. Because then I heard her say, well, that's my fiance. He's the one that did this. That's my fiance, actually. But this one's me. And I'm just like, what happened to, what's going on? Just pay for the can opener and leave. Like, why is this an issue? And then finally I get up there and I get my water and ice and I go get it and I'm finally able to leave. So that was a whole 2 years off of our lives. So then we finally make it to the park. Everybody's setting up. We go ahead and take the pizza down, start setting up. And then it's pretty much just par for the course. Family comes and goes, and everybody comes and says, hey, and you're turning every which way. And it's like, you're trying to like talk to everybody and interact with everybody, but it's really hard because there's so many people there that I didn't realize how many people was going to be there and how many people would be there wanting to talk to us, which granted, it's our baby. So, I mean, I get that most of them are there for us. But it's also like I felt bad because then there's a lot of people that's wanting to talk to me or want me to come over here. And then there's people over here wanting me to go over here. I need a cloning machine. His nightmare, but I need it.
I mean, I've been needing to be cloned for a long time. So you guys figure out how to do that. Let me know.
But it went good. It went good. So in case you guys don't know, it is a girl. We are having a girl. And her name is going to be Ivy Elizabeth Joanne Nunn, a name that we spent our 3 to 4 hours of our anniversary sitting in front of a TV with full on notepads and pens, watching hundreds of names go by on YouTube videos of different names and writing down our favorites and then going back and forth and discussing and eliminating ones that we liked the least, coming down with a top like 3, and then going back and forth on that on which name we wanted the most. But then we came up with one and it's perfect and we love it. So that's all that matters. So yeah, other than that, it went really good. We got a few gifts early, some people that, because her mom, I guess, is planning the baby shower in August. So there's a few people brought gifts early, which is actually really cool. We got a blanket, we got some like lotion, baby sleepy time lotion, some diapers, all stuff that will be very handy and useful. One thing that we was really excited about, a buddy of mine actually got us the lotus baby bath thing, and it's like a little lotus flower thing, cushion thing that you can fold up and put in your sink to give the baby a bath in. And that's actually something that was really big on our list that I know Marissa, my wife, really wanted. And she was really adamant about wanting that particular item. And I don't know if I'd mentioned it to them or how they knew, but they bought it. And that's awesome that we've already got one of our top tier things we wanted. So yeah, after that was when we came back here to the house and had really good chicken dinner and just kind of chilled and watched some stuff on TV. Other than that, and working and our little trip yesterday, I think that was the biggest what I've been doing.
Yeah, pretty much same thing.
And then to hop on,
I do have a green screen now, so that's cool.
That is true, and that is new. So we're going to be playing with that very soon. Hopefully, get some good stuff going there.
On my streaming channel, I've already been using it when I play Resident Evil, which I thought was going to be I thought it was going to be a more scary game. At the first, it was scary. There was jump scares everywhere, and then it just kind of laxed off. Like this character just like all of a sudden, oh well, this is normal at this point. And I don't think you would acclimate that quick. That normality, but I guess for a game's sake.
RE7?
Yeah.
I will agree to a point. Now, granted, me and you are very different on how jump scareable we are.
See, I'm trying to just let myself. Usually, I get jump scared. Like, don't take me not being like, ugh, as not getting jump scared. I get jump scared. It's just I've made myself not like show it because my dad would try and scare me all the time, and I got to the point I wanted to take that enjoyment away, so he would quit scaring me. So I'd be like,
under Robert,
what are you doing?
Yeah. Oh man, no, listen, dude. I'm the world's worst, and I've always been this way. And I'll talk about our buddy Pinky Pop, who was on one of our earlier shows, one of our podcasts. I remember a story. Me and him, we went to Kings Island on a church trip one time, and it was during Halloween, and they had the haunted maze, and me and him both were just the scariest cats on the trip. He may hate me for saying that, or he'll agree with me and back me up on it. I don't know. We'll find out. But
he's pretty self-telling of how he is, so I don't think he'd have a problem with it.
Me and him both was going through this. It's like a corn maze or hedge maze or something up at Kings Island in Ohio, and the problem is me and him are both very analytical people. We are very analyzing a situation, strategizing a situation. We are details people, and we are very notice things people. So we could figure out where the jumps was going to come from. We would call them out and point that my chair just about threw me right back in the floor.
That would have been hilarious.
We were both pointing out. We could figure it out, and we would say, like, he'd tap me on the shoulder, be like, "Oh, here comes a jump scare up here. He's going to jump down from here." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, good." We'd get up there. They would jump down from there. We still jumped and got scared, freaked out every time. And then we'd be going through, and I'd be like, "This corner. We want to come out of this corner. Watch this corner." And then, sure enough, it jumps out, and then we both jump and freak. It got us. Like, and I do that with Resident Evil. I'll sit there and I'll know there's something going to come out at me at the corner, and I jump every time. Also, what doesn't help me is if you played the game, Evelyn, the little girl, there's several times, even in the later part of the game, like for the most part, I agree. The latter part of the game is a lot less jump scares and a lot less there's a lot less of that tension scariness. Like in the beginning of the game, you have that kind of overwhelming, you don't know what's going to happen. And then later in the game, even I got kind of relaxed with it. I'm like, okay, I know what's going on.
Have y'all know where? Because I'm to the point in it that, and it's a spoiler, so if you haven't played 7, stop right now. Give it a second. Pose for the camera. All right. Oh, good God, what a face. Anyway, I'm to the point I have to find Ethan, so anything past, I just got to where I was just like running through and not even really caring. Like I would just run past the monsters.
You're still pretty much at a place where I was like, there's a couple points in the boat. Like I said, for the most part, the boat's not been too jump scary, except for Evelyn. There's a couple times where she pops up out of nowhere and will grab a hold of you. Like she doesn't hurt you or do anything, but it's just she just comes out of nowhere. And I don't like creepy kids in movies or whatever.
You don't like dolls either.
I don't like dolls. I don't like little kids. I don't like any of that stuff. Very creepy
don't like
thing.
Creepy little kids. You're about to have a child. You got to be very specific.
Touche. And I'm afraid because she has a mother who's a fan of horror movies, and
she's gonna have an uncle that loves to torture you. So
I'm gonna come home to her dressed up in creepy little outfits coming up to creep me out.
That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of it, but
as long as she doesn't try to do like the little girl in Fable did that one day, I still don't know how that happened. Freaking Fable, Fable 2, Fable 2, maybe it was Fable 3. I think it's Fable 2. But it could have been Fable 3. I don't know. I get those. Those are the two I played the most. Anywho, any Fable fans out there? Or any Buffy fans. This actually coincides with Buffy. Because in the last season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, spoilers for a show that's old and forever ago, and if you've not finished it, that's on you. So in Buffy, the 7th season, the main bad guy was known as the First, which is the first evil. And their saying for it was "from beneath you it devours." That was the whole like catchphrase slogan for this bad guy, if you remember. So I'm in Fable 2 or 3. This is post-game. So, like, I beat the main story to where you're now, like, ruler or whatever, king, and you're just, like, running through town, living your best life, trying to do all the side quests. I'm doing this, and I'm in Old Bowerstone, the old town Bowerstone, and running through there, and there's this kid that's walking through there, and she just goes, "From beneath you, it devours." And I'm like, I turn around, and I was like, "Did she just say that? That's what?" So now I'm waiting for the
It's like
first
it
evil to
chews the
show up
crap
in my
out of you.
Fable game. So I pull out a blunderbuss and aim it at her, and I'm like, "Say it again. I want to hear you say it." Of course, then the guards are called, and they think that I'm some crazy child killer, and they come after. I didn't shoot at her. I just held it at her. Saying in a game you can't take no chances. Um, Can't take no chances in that game. Fun games though. Fable 2 is got massive replayability. So does Fable 3. Really fun games.
Two scorm.
What is it?
Two scorm. It's what we used to say when we'd take people up to the mountain and sacrifice them. It was a cult. You would kick them into a big pit. I don't remember which Fable game it is. It's either 2 or 3, but
Second one. I know the one you're talking about. It's the second one.
yeah,
I do remember specifically.
Me and Pinky Pop would take people up there and be like, "Two scorm," and kick them off into it.
I love it. Man, I miss Fable. They're supposed to be working on a new one for
Yeah.
like the new consoles, but
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good.
The old
Speaking
one.
of new consoles,
yes.
if you're trying to find one, good luck, because there's a
Yeah.
there's a
If you're trying to
graphics
find an
card.
old one, good luck.
Well, yeah, there's a graphics card shortage. You know, because everybody wants to mine cryptocurrency, and using graphics cards is how you do it. And there's also a microchip shortage or some kind of chips. I don't remember what kind. Robert was telling me about it this morning, but yeah, good luck on getting your hands on anything. If you can't find somebody that's, you know, bought 2 or 3 and then resold them like a jerk, which is kind of how we're in this position we're in now, but
Yeah. It's that, like I said, back to that ignorance and foolishness, man. People be people.
that'd be like buying all the Pepsi in the world and selling a case for $40.
I'd pay it.
As much as I love Pepsi, I don't think even I would pay that. I would not pay $40 for 24 cans of pop.
Here's the thing. I don't think I would pay $40.
Whichever one people want to say.
I don't think I would pay $40 like on the reg, as they say. But like after, I would like save up and make it like a special occasion. Be like, it's Pepsi month of the year and Pepsi Day, and go get like a case of
There
Pepsi.
should be a Pepsi Day.
There should be, shouldn't there?
Can we petition that?
Yeah.
Whatever. Would you guys sign it? Would you sign my slip?
All right, everybody, comment down below in the comment section if you support Pepsi Day. Hashtag bring. I don't want to say
Make
bring
Pepsi
back.
Day.
Hashtag
Make Pepsi Day.
Yeah.
That's what it would be.
Hashtag Pepsi Day. What is today? Oh, we said today wasn't a significant day. That's it, right here, May 20th, Pepsi Day.
Sure.
May 20th is going to be Pepsi Day. Actually, hang on. Before we do this, we may be getting ahead of ourselves. I should do.
You should
some
probably
research.
see if there is a Pepsi Day.
Yeah, really. Is there a Pepsi Day? Is there a National Pepsi Day?
I'm sure there's a Coca-Cola Day. Which I do not condone Coke.
December 7th is National Pepsi Day.
That is now my new
December
favorite day of the
7th.
year. Actually, that's a lie. It's my
Yeah.
second favorite day of the year. Halloween is the first.
Drug in it?
Like Coca-Cola used to. It had cocaine.
Indeed, the name Pepsi Cola, introduced in 1898, implies its origin as a health tonic. Pepsi is taken from pepsin, a digestive enzyme used in Bradham's original formula. But Pepsi no longer includes pepsin, but the more you know. And that's some National Pepsi Day tips for you. Only 6-7 months early.
There's
All right,
something
everybody.
really wrong with us.
But all honesty, though, I'm calling it here, okay? You guys gotta start supporting. You gotta get out there. December 7th Not a Sidekick Productions to celebrate National Pepsi Day. I don't know what, but we got to do something. We've made a big deal out of it. We've got to do something.
I've already got an idea in my head, but it's going to be very expensive. Plus, I don't know where we'll do it at.
Especially in December 7th. That's a ways away. We got time to think about it. We'll brainstorm this, but here's the thing. Any ideas?
I will have a throne of Pepsi. I will have a throne of Pepsi, 100%.
Oh, that's fun.
And you will be my squire.
I'll take squire.
I will be King Pepsis.
King Pepsis?
Yes. It's all coming together. You can be the Duke of Mountain Dew.
I thought I was a squire. But Duke is a higher rank.
Yeah, you can be the Duke of the Mountain Dew.
I'm going to be Mountain Duke, but it's D-E-W-K.
Okay.
Mountain Duke.
Somebody's going to call you Mountain Puke and spell P-E-W-K.
Pew, pew, pew.
Puke.
Oh, man. So, yeah, but any suggestions or any fun things? Like I said, we might do like a Pepsi taste test. I know they got a lot of different flavors of Pepsi.
I accidentally got a cherry Pepsi the other day because let me see if I can find a bottle. Pepsi. Listen to me. Let me see if I can find one. Like I don't have one just sitting here on the floor.
Let me see if I can find a bottle.
These new bottles.
Yeah.
That looks like the cherry.
Yeah, it does.
It's not though. But the cherry bottle is the same. It just has a little picture of a cherry down here.
Yeah. It's kind of like your Power Rangers thing.
Yeah.
Your entire life is out to trick you.
Yeah.
Right now, your entire life is just similar images with a slight difference. You're going to have to start really checking things.
Which is really bad. I hate doing tedious things.
It's like when you pick up the medicine, when like you got the medicine sitting right next to like the poison bottle, or you know, the old cartoons and stuff.
Oh,
there's always the bottles get mixed matched in the labels.
Yay, I'm a llama again. Wait a minute.
Exactly. Perfect reference. Yeah, that's the situation you're in right now.
I hate how accurate that is. How dare you?
That is bad. So I know we're kind of going back and forth here, but I did want to touch on before we come to a closeout here for this week's episode. RE7. I did beat RE7, the main story. It was good. It was pretty good. I don't want to spoil anything, and I'm not going to say what I was right about, but I was right about something that you and I discussed. But I'm not going to say what because I don't want to spoil it for you, and you will be just as happy as I am when you find out. But I was right. I called something, and I was happy about it.
Well, I mean, even you can only be wrong so many times before you're finally right.
True. But it's a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I liked that it was different than your normal Resident Evil game. I like it was different than your normal game. And I am so excited to play 8. I'm going to try to get 8 here next month sometime, probably the end of the month. And then start playing it. And if I ever figure out my streaming situation, then I'll let you guys know.
Which is something we should work on tonight while we have a little bit of time, because I don't know we have time to do much else. But we can try and get that running, which is simple enough. And
then I wanted to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, even though I'm looking at my notepad and I spelled it R-E-A-D-D-E-A-D. I spelled it like Read Dead instead of the actual color red. I don't know what's wrong with me.
This guy produced a book, people.
Hey, look. It was not easy. A lot of editing. I had, what was it? I had to go back through and fix the way I spelt Sir Alan because I had it spelled 3 different ways. Like,
how do you have Alan's? Alan is A-L-L-E-N. How do you have it? Or did you do A-L-A-N?
I had A-L-L-E-N, A-L-L-A-N, and A-L-A-N. I don't know how. Just depended on the day, depending on how Alan was spelt that day. So Red Dead Redemption 2, we played some of that, or I played some of that with my dad and brother this week. That was the only other thing I really got to do game-wise, but it was really fun. We had a run-in with some ruffians, tried to steal our wagon, but we took them down, and it was very satisfying. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to touch on there. But other than that, this has been our weekly roundup previously on. Do you have any other things you'd like to touch on?
Khakis.
Khakis. That's you heard it here first, folks. Khakis, and I will say jerseys, hoodies. I don't know. All right. So, any final thoughts before we close out this week? The week of May the 20th, the episode.
Unless there's something you could think of.
No. Just keep on the lookout. Definitely keep an eye out for Dachi's Twitch streaming, which is a good thing to plug right now, actually. So it's what, twitch.tv/digital Dachi?
Yep.
All right,
We'll
there you
put
go.
a link down that way
In the description. Be sure to check that out. Be sure to follow on here, like, comment, subscribe, share. Give us a shout out. Give us some thoughts, some comments, man. Let us know what you want to see more of. Any ideas or stuff that you want to see, or if you've seen any of these shows or tried any of this food or read any of these books, let us know. Let us know your thoughts. So yeah, I think that's going to do us for this week, and we'll try to get some more videos out next week, and try to stay pretty consistent with you guys. Definitely trying to get a previously on out every week, to sit and chat with you guys, let you know how our weeks are going, see how your guys' weeks are going. And I think that's going to do us for today. So thanks for joining us. See you guys later.